Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be showing you guys how we remodeled our bathroom. And this is the bathroom in our master bedroom. We have not used this bathroom basically since we've lived here, and this August will be 4 years. So we are so excited to finally be using this bathroom again, and we absolutely love how this really inexpensive remodel turned out.
You're stumbling in the dark. Your eyes are shining like the stars. I was down until you saved me, until you set me free. My eyes were closed, now I see clear as day. And I just wanted to say that you can take me high.
Because we're doing this as inexpensive as possible, we're trying to save as many of the bones and structure that we possibly can. So for example, we are going to be keeping this vanity here. We are just going to be doing a different top and giving it a nice coat of paint. So what we wanted to do first is remove the sink. We're leaving this vanity exactly how it is, and my husband is going to make a wooden countertop.
And I was down until you saved me, until you said.
Here is a sneak peek of what one of the walls will look like, and we're going to do something to this. And then this is the countertop. We're just going to do a really pretty stained wood countertop.
It is 24 inches by 72 inches.
How much was this?
30 bucks.
30 bucks? Okay.
I used to make my benches that I did for my tables out of this, and it was seriously the best wood ever.
Yeah.
I loved it. Something that's very important on these pieces of wood. Whatever front end is going to be showing, like when you look at the countertop, needs to be the nicest one. So if you look at this right here, I don't want that on the front.
It's kind of rough, right? Yeah.
This is the factory cut, so it's going to be a lot straighter than whatever you cut. Even if you have a straight edge, it will never be as straight as a factory cut.
Okay.
So I'm going to use this end, and this is where I'll make my cut for my 22 inches. So I'll mark from here to here at 22. And I'll mark.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic.
Tip I learned back in carpentry school is when you're cutting against the grain, like this, you should tape it because it'll cause it to chip and flake up. And since we want this to look like a finished countertop almost, you want to make sure you tape it up so it doesn't get any of the shards or splits. So we're going to go right along the line.
You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
What he's doing here is he's actually just doing a dry fit to make sure that the cut is perfect. So he usually does this a few times. So before you completely install it, you want to make sure that this fits perfectly. Now the next part, you're going to see it's stained and it's sitting here in place. The camera wasn't filming when he did this, so he will just explain it in better detail here at the very end. But for this next part, we are just fitting the sink and deciding exactly where we want to have the hole. So wherever the plumbing is set up, that's where we want it. We also made sure that this was center on the countertop. So he's just drilling the hole here, and it's obviously a little bit bigger than the hole for the sink. For a sink like this, you can make it as big as you want as long as it would still sit on top of the counter.
Even if I'm falling down, I will.
We'll get back to the countertop, but for now we are moving on to the brick wall. And this brick paneling is really inexpensive. It's around $30, $35. And we got this at Home Depot. My husband is first measuring everything to the wall that we are going to be installing this on. And then all he does to install it is shoot it with some pin nails.
Falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
You could definitely leave the brick as it is, but I wanted a whitewash look with that German smear. So I'm using some lightweight spackling. I actually end up using this entire container for this wall. I first went through and covered all of the black cracks with the white, and then I'm going to go back over and cover a lot of the bricks with this same spackling.
That was until I found you right there in the crowd. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know what we could be.
I just wanted to show you guys, it took one full container of this to do just one of those brick panels. So if you are doing multiple brick panels, you'll obviously need multiple of these lightweight spackling. So yeah, just wanted to show you, we literally used every last drop that we possibly could to get that wall done.
Trick I forgot that I learned the last time I did this floor. So I originally would put it on the ground first, and then it would just make a big mess and seep up through the cracks. But if you just put it on this instead, and it doesn't need a ton of glue because it's already peel and stick, so you just want to add a good enough amount. I don't put any very close to the edges because it just seeps up through, and then you have a big mess you got to deal with, and you're tracking it all over the floor as you're doing it. So this is just a plywood that we get from Home Depot, and we have them rip them into 16-inch strips, and then we cut them down to 8-inch pieces with my table saw. So this is a piece above the shower that I'm doing right now, so I only ripped it halfway because it's a different width, so I don't have to do 2 pieces, so I'm just saving wood on this one, but that's why I only ripped it halfway. But usually I just rip it straight down the center so they're all 8 inches.
Child, I know you're hurt and you can't let go. It's not your fault and you don't deserve all the bad and the hurt. I know you tried so hard. I know you've done your part. It's not fair. You did your time. How much longer will you suffer in this life?
Okay, so after painting for hours yesterday, I decided I don't like the color at all. So I went and got a new gallon of paint, and I like it a lot better. I didn't want to do white because I just wanted to do something different, but I ended up going with white. Okay, so here's the shiplap so far. This is 2 coats. I definitely will do another coat. I like the look of this shiplap. I know I've talked about it in a million videos, but I like that it looks old and original. It just looks distressed and beat up, and I really like that. Right here you can see like the knots and the cracks in the wood, and I just love the look of that kind of wood. But I wanted to show you guys a little sneak peek over here what's going on. So the color I chose, it looked like a brownish gray at the store, and that's what I wanted. When I got it here, it looks super gray, like a bluish gray in here, and I just don't like it. So here is one drawer done with the white, and I think it looks really good especially with the sink right there. So we're gonna go ahead, take everything off, and repaint everything white.
Just hold on tight, it'll be alright.
Something I wanted to mention about this light, we didn't want to have to redo the ceiling, and this is such a pain in the butt. So the original light just hung here and it was so weird. We have like those hinge mirrors, which I'm keeping because I love that. It's not gonna look the cutest, but I love those kind of mirrors. I had the idea of getting another chandelier type of light and then just hooking it into the center so it's not in the way. And I think it looks really cute. I like how it's hanging in the center. This was a way to avoid a big huge hole and a big mess because I have no idea how I would patch up this ceiling. When we redid our kitchen, it was the same ceiling, and I remember it being like this thick, and it's just not something I want to mess with. So unless we were covering it, then I would have probably chosen a different light, but because we're not, I decided to just go with another little chandelier. So instead of redoing our shower, we actually decided we are going to just paint it. And I know that sounds crazy. I had never heard of painting a shower before, but this little kit here was 36 bucks. I already like the tile that we have, so I thought, you know, if we could just get it white, then I would like it a lot more. So this is what we're gonna try. We're gonna see how this turns out, and we're crossing our fingers that we love it. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is using some bleach and water and a wire sponge. I am going to just clean the entire shower. Then I will go back over with a solution. My bathroom is just so small. I tried to have the camera setting up so that I could record this part, and I just cannot do it without somebody holding it for me. So I'm just going to get this clean and then we'll start painting. Okay, so this is after one time cleaning with the bleach and the water. Now you can see here on the ground, it's just really gross, but that's from all of the runoff from the tile. And if you could remember right here, there was a lot of like blue buildup, so that's gone. The next step is actually using a 320 grit sandpaper, and you're going to sand the entire thing just lightly, and it'll make the paint stick to it. Then you're going to wash it, sand it again, wash it, dry it, and then we should be able to paint. I just mixed up the solution with some water in here, and it tells you to do it with a gallon of water. And I will be going over everything with a sponge, cleaning it again, drying it, sanding, cleaning. So anyway, that's what we'll be doing. Lots of prep work to make sure that this paint will stick. You guys, when it comes to the smell, oh my goodness, people warn you that this stuff stinks, but I'm telling you, our entire house smelled like it was going to explode. It was so bad. We decided to do this at nighttime, so we slept downstairs. We literally guarded off the basement door with towels so the smell wouldn't come down there. It was so bad. Our entire house smelled for 24 hours. So I'm just warning you, you want to make sure the room is completely shut. You have a window open. If there's any windows open, definitely have some windows open. And if you also have a fan, make sure you have that on full blast. When it came to our second coat, that's what we did is we guarded off our bedroom door. We opened all of our bedroom windows, and then we had a fan blowing the smell outside, and it made a really big difference. So just warning, do not do this without a mask. I promise you will want to die.
Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind.
Here is the shower completely done, and I I'm so surprised at how this turned out. It looks like legit normal white tile. It's crazy. As you can see here, like the glare, like it literally looks the same as if this was new white tile. We've actually already taken showers in here and it's held up really nicely. The only thing we need to do is get a new black pipe for the shower head replacement. We did get a new shower head, but it was just the top. We painted the light with outdoor black spray paint, and then we actually did the same with the knobs until we can find some new knobs. But I actually kind of like those knobs, so I think that I will probably leave them if they will stay. We also did the same thing with this door. We used outdoor spray paint. It's water resistant. So we did this to the edge of the door to be able to save the door and save some money that way. But you guys, for 36 bucks, I couldn't be happier with how this shower turned out. This is something extra that doesn't really have to do with the remodel itself, but I wanted to show it anyway. So this is actually the cupboard that hung above our toilet, and I had it in our trash pile to just throw out. And then when deciding what I wanted to do over the toilet, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get that piece. I'm going to paint it white using the same color we had. I gave it 2 coats of white, and then I'm using this milk paint in the color Proper, and I'm going to paint 2 coats of this, sand it down, and reinstall it over the toilet.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore.
Another thing that doesn't really have to do with the remodel, but I wanted to show this to you anyway, is if you are keeping an old vanity and you don't like the liner that they have, I actually grabbed these from Dollar Tree for $1 a piece, and I was able to get 3 different liners for each of the drawers. So all I did was I fit one of them, and then I cut them all to fit the exact same length.
Wait for our home to show on the horizon, soon we'll be there. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn.
So you want to do 3 coats of this. You want to hit it with 800 grit sandpaper and do a 4th coat for your finish.
Is there any amount of time they need to wait between, like sanding and everything, or between coats? Just when it's dry. Okay.
You'll be able to tell from looking at it almost.
Since you've done this so many times with countertops and stuff, do you know, can you give them an estimate of how long it takes?
It kind of takes about 2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours, okay.
Ashley wanted to make the window look different, so it wasn't just a plain old window. So I just bought little trim pieces for like, I think it was like $3. And I cut them up and just liquid nails them down the middle. And I used...
Oh, we just used painter's tape.
Painter's tape.
Yeah.
We just used the regular painter's tape to hold on. It was actually Ashley's idea. So it actually worked out really good.
Well, and my whole thing is you can't open this window anyway. So I didn't like the look of it. It's just one of those like blurry windows. Yeah. And I love it now.
Like that's on the outside, by the way, that like weird stuff
you can't actually see it really in the window, but we do need to clean the outside of the window. So he also trimmed it in, and I don't know if we had a good shot of that.
It looks so much better. I actually had to use a 2x6 down here because the tile, they like did this thick of cement under it, chicken wire, and then tiled it. So I had to like fill in that big gap of wood so it didn't look weird. I
was out doing the tramp when you did this countertop. So kind of explain the whole process of if somebody is doing a countertop in their bathroom or kitchen, what they would do.
So if you're gonna leave the existing vanity and the existing countertop, I always suggest leave the countertop that's there, put the piece of wood over the top of it. You don't need to rip that top off if you're gonna do just like a thin layer. Like this wood I think is 3/4 of an inch thick.
It's really thin, right?
So,
it's it's thin.
It's still thin, so
it's not this thick that he made the lip, right?
It just makes it a lot easier to do your cuts. If you rip that out, then you have to worry about securing it into the wall on both sides, like where the vanity stops, like this for example. So get the one cut, put it in. I always do a trim piece on the end of anything I do because it makes it look like it's a lot thicker. So the wood isn't actually this thick. It's just a trim piece. The wood is only 3/4 inch thick. I always stain it out in the garage and then I bring it in. I dry fit it like 50 times because I want to make sure the cuts are always right. Like I love to measure 4 times, cut once. So got it fitted in. After we secured it to the top here, I liquid nailed it.
Oh yeah, how did you secure it to the
I just used liquid nails and glued it to the top of the existing countertop, and then I used like a rotor bit and drilled the hole for the sink. Like I dry fit the sink, fit it in place, drilled through. The last thing you do is put the clear coat on it. The reason I say that is because you want to move the sink around. You don't know exactly where you want it. You get everything dry fitted, including the plumbing. Then you pull the sink back out after it's dry fitted, everything's ready, and you do your clear coat.
Okay guys, well that's everything for this video. If you have not yet hit that red subscribe button, make sure you do that. And we will see you guys in the next video. Ezra wants to say bye. Can you say bye?
Bye.
Okay.